Hello. Ooh, hopefully my microphone settings sounds alright. But welcome to Blueprints. It's a game I don't really know a lot about. I just seen that it's a puzzle game, and a lot of people seem to enjoy it. That's pretty much all I know. I've not seen any puzzle that's in the game whatsoever, so I am 100% in the dark. So let's play. I love puzzle games. Hopefully it's gonna be as good as like Talos Principle.
Herbert S. Sinclair of the Mount Holly Estate at Reddington, do publish and declare this instrument my last will and testament, and hereby revoke all wills and codicils heretofore made by me. I give and bequeath to my grandnephew, Simon P. Jones, son of my dear niece, Mary Matthew, all of my right, title, and interest in and to the house and land which I own near Mount Holly. The above provision and bequest is contingent on my aforementioned grandnephew discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate. The location of the room has been kept a secret from all the staff and servants of the manor, but I am confident that any heir worthy of the Sinclair legacy should have no trouble uncovering its whereabouts within a timely manner. Should my grandnephew fail to uncover this room or provide proof of his discovery to the executors of my will, then this gift shall lapse. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand this 18th day of March, 1993. Herbert S. Sinclair.
Okay, interesting. It feels like a synopsis I am somewhat familiar with. Oh, is the days gonna be time-based or are they going to be discovery-based? I hope they're discovery-based. Alright, game settings. I noticed the audio was quite low. Oh, that's such a low sensitivity as well. Controls, mouse sensitivity. Let's go to 1.2. Still kind of low. It's too high in the menus. But in game it is too low, but I guess that's fine. And I wonder what the 50 steps on the top left mean. Open only in the event of my death. Simon. Hello, Pastor! Yeah, so it is indeed a new game I'm gonna play. I'm going to continue with the Ace Attorney once I'm done with Blueprints, so that will come back. As to what kind of puzzles we have here, no clue! I have intentionally not looked at anything Blueprints related. It popped up in my Steam recommended. I added it to my wish list. I did not even, like, I took a quick glance at the store page, but that's about it. That's all I know about Blueprints. So I know nothing about it. Hello, Pikachu. And as for how I'm doing, all right, I would say. I've been gone for a few weeks, partially because I've been hospitalized, but I'm back, so I can continue streaming, which is nice. I hope you're doing all right, both of you, Poster and Pikachu. Simon, welcome to Mount Holly. You may not remember, but I have fond memories of your many visits here as a young boy, and I hope these rooms provide you with as much amusement as it did in those lost summer days. By the time you read this, I will assume you are fully aware of my last wishes, and all of the details of the bequest. Please do not mistake my intentions in giving you this challenge as a lack of confidence. I assure you, nothing could have been further from my mind when I chose you as my heir. May this virtual cup of coffee bring you some happiness. I don't like coffee. I'm sorry, Poster, but I appreciate the gesture. And yeah, Pikachu, everything is alright right now, so there is no need to worry. There's a reason I was away for 3 weeks after all. With that said, there are a few ground rules of this commission covered in the fine print of my will that I feel I should bring to your attention. No tools or items may be brought onto the estate from the outside. Tools and items found on the estate may not be taken off the estate. You may not stay overnight. Which is weird. That is weird. I don't suspect that any of these stipulations should prove an impediment for someone as resourceful as yourself, but it is very important to me that you that you start fresh each morning and not rely on the successes of the previous day. One final word of advice, do not assume the rooms you find today will be the same rooms you find tomorrow. These grounds have provided me a home for the last half century, and even I am uncertain of which room lies beyond any particular door. Your grandmother used to say, don't go where the path leads, abandon the path and go where you want it to lead. With all my love and wishes, best of luck, Herbert Sinclair. So, okay, that is going to be a bit concerning. It's fine if the coffee is covered with bits and bytes. That's just what happens. Mount Holly Blueprint. This will serve as a useful map and inventory log during your adventure, and you may access it with tab. An antechamber. Oh gosh. This is gonna be quite complex, is it not? That's great. So I don't want to call it a day. Right, so this is a grid map and I need to discover as much as I can. Searching the estate can be exhausting. Each time you enter a room, you will lose one footprint. When you no longer have any footprint left, you will be too tired to continue searching the manor and must call it a day. And it doesn't say enter a new room, which means I am... Okay, the run is a toggle. Lovely. So I do ultimately probably want to try to go to the antechamber. There is probably a reason. It is already pre-marked on the map. And I have 50 steps. Now, if I just search every room carefully, it should be fine. I should not need to go back to a room unless there is a puzzle in the room that I need to go to another room to finish, which could be something. We have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 5 times 9. We have 45. Hello, Kimbe. Yeah, I do indeed believe that this game is going to be quite deep. But okay, so we have 5 times 9. So we have 45 rooms potentially in the grid. I can walk into 50 of them, which means I can only afford to backtrack 5 times, which means I probably want to create a Hamiltonian path. Or it might not be necessary to create a Hamiltonian path. Yes, Pikachu, this is my first time. It's a completely blind playthrough. I have barely even looked at the store page, so I know nothing about the game whatsoever. I know it's a puzzle game. But that's all I know. I don't know what kind of puzzles we're going to find in here. The rooms feel like the Cube movie. I have not seen that movie, Pastor, so I would not know. Okay, so what's my initial plan? I want to discover as many rooms as possible. There is a maximum of 45 rooms, so I can backtrack a maximum of 5 times, which means if I find a room that has a puzzle where I don't have all the equipment to go back, I am going to be somewhat screwed. So what I can hope for is that not all of these 45 squares are an actual room, but only 44 of these are actually going to contain new information, because I am already in one of them, so that gives me an additional one to potentially backtrack to, but that is still not going to be a lot. I've seen lots of streams of this game before. Lovely. I just ask you to please don't spoil anything for me. I would rather be stuck on a puzzle and figure it out myself than anything else. Okay, so I immediately noticed we have a clock. The clock is running, so time is passing, so it's not like a stuck clock. And thank you, Pikachu. Is the outside going to be of relevance? Oh no! That's what... Oh, that went down steps. So the outside is not on the map, but it does count as a room. Oh, shoot. Okay, so we have... I'm already doing terribly. This feels important. So we have a queen of diamonds, and we have an ace of spades. Oh, I can select a room to draft, and this changes every day. And the bedroom gives me steps. That is very, very, very good to know. Once you have drawn floor plans, you must select one to draft. Oh, so I can't go back out. So the closet has items in it, but it is a dead end. Hallway will lead me to 2 new places. The bedroom will lead me to 1 new place. However, the bedroom, because I'm on the bottom row, depending on what orientation the bedroom is going to be implemented in, I could just have it go back outside. So do I want items or do I want steps? I think items are going to be better for me in the early game because I don't know what kind of rooms there are. Having 2 steps would be lovely because I just wasted 4 of them. But I don't even know if I'm going to need to utilize all of the steps on the first day. I might need to, but that is probably something I want to decide later down the line, instead of taking the bedroom now, taking the closet later, only to get items I would have needed before. So I'm going to go with the closet. While having a key is certainly useful. And a sleep mask. First time you enter each room with a sleep mask, gain 5 steps. Okay, that is very good. So the bedroom is obsolete and right now. Because surely that means almost an infinite amount of stuff. The question is, do I want to fill out the sides or do I want to go towards the antechamber? Probably want to go through the side so I can get as many rooms as possible. The pantry has coins. Not sure what that is about. The storeroom will give me a diamond and a key and a coin. I'm not sure what I would be using them for. But the lavatory doesn't give me anything. So what is the point of me building a lavatory? Is there going to be a puzzle in there? Or is there going to be a clue in there? Or could there be an item I will need in there? But if this one also specifies +1 key, does that mean that my key was not one of the 2 items that were to be found in the closet? I'm going to assume the key was one of the 2 items. And I'm going to go for the... storeroom because of the diamond. I feel like I want to get as wide of an experience as possible early on in the game, so I, in consecutive days, will know what the diamond does, what the coin does and everything. Okay. Does the map show you the dead ends after you choose the room? I wonder if you need to think what kind of piece you need to set up. Yeah. It does. Show me. So that is probably something I will need to do in the future, but I feel like right now I have too many interesting things to take a look at. So it's a picture of a blue bird. I have a crowbar on a painting. Knowing that this is a puzzle game, I have no clue how important these details are, but it does suddenly feel weird that there's a random drawing there. Well, I should be able to keep it in mind at least. Oh, each bedroom. Okay, so yeah, the bedroom is gonna be still important. Is there any physics with objects? Doesn't appear so far, but I could of course be very wrong. Shoot. Den, hallway, and nook. I mean, the den just appears to be a superior hallway. So I'm going to go with the den. And we have a clock here. And the clock is moving, which does make me feel like there is not going to be anything related to that. I don't seem to be able to interact with any of these things. But I do have an additional gem, is what it appears to be. And just a bridge. A wife. Okay, so spare room, a lavatory. I think I'm gonna go with the spare room. The pantry is not gonna do much for me. It's just gonna lead into nothing. So I'm probably gonna go with the spare room and take a lavatory for one of the dead ends. Like, here I could put a lavatory. It's a spare room, can't interact with the ladder, can't crouch. There doesn't appear to be anything here. Well, I see a puzzle piece. I have to go for it then. So either there's an actual puzzle piece or that is a puzzle piece. A component to the parlor game. So I need to find a parlor. I'm going to read the letter in a second. I just want to scan the room properly first. This box is blue, the gems are in a true box, and this box is black. Ooh. Dear Herbert, it was a great honor receiving the invitation to dine at your estate with the Oldhams this past Thursday. If I'm being frank, it had been quite a while since we had been seen in decent society, and we were beginning to worry that my wife's wit had lost its charm. I have no delusions that my company is rival to hers. If I can refresh your memory, we both spent much of that evening discussing our mutual love of games and puzzles, and I had mentioned to you a rather singular parlor game I had played some years back involving 3 boxes with different colors. You had pressed me to write with the particulars of this game when I found the time, and I included with this letter all the details you would need to share with the guests should you be inclined to play this confounding game. Always your friend. There will always be at least one box which displays 1 true statement. Oh, I will help you to find the gems if you want in these boxes. I will refrain from getting help currently. It is just the first day. Been playing the game for like 15 minutes. I still have a lot of tenacity to go before I'll throw in the towel. There will always be at least one box which displays only false statements. Only one box has a price within, the other 2 are always empty. Thank you, Pikachu. So this is a pretty typical logic game that I've seen a lot. So yeah, it's a logic game I've seen a lot on, like in TED Ed. They have a few things. So surely the gems are in a true box. must be a faulty statement, because this is true, and there must be one false, so the gems are in a true box is false, so the gems are in a false box, and this one is false, so it has to be in here. Yep. And I don't get the wind-up key back. Lovely. Okay, so guest bedroom or walk-in closet. Do I want steps or do I want items? The pantry is not going to do anything because it's just going to lead into the dead end if that is how the game works, but that's probably something I will... It says gem requirement, which makes me want to click the walk-in closet because it feels like a more exclusive room. I have been offered bedrooms quite a few times. I've been offered pantry several times, so I'm going to guess that at least now in the beginning, I am going to be able to get a lot of bedrooms, so I don't need to worry about this one in particular. So in here, I'm going to be able to find items. Some dye. Pair of ivory dice. While drafting, you may use the dice roll. Okay. Some more gems. A picture of a lady. But it said 4 items, and there we have a spare set of car keys. Why would I need car keys? Just going to make sure that I'm not missing anything else, even though it said 4 items. This is not an item, but it's still interactable, so it's important. So yeah, pretty good room efficiency right now. But I am going to start to need to make a beeline. Whenever you enter the chapel, lose 1 coin. Kitchen has a gem requirement. This is actually kinda annoying. I don't want to pick the lavatory because this is my only way to continue forward. The kitchen is gonna bring me to the right. I assume I always come in through the bottom, which means the kitchen is gonna go to the right, which should be just... Yeah, it's just gonna go to a straight dead end. Oh, I can even hover. That's actually really nice. So the chapel is a must. It's the only way for me to actually continue exploring. Even though the kitchen has food for sale, it is just gonna go straight into the closet and I am locked in. I'm gonna lose my singular coin, but that should be fine. I don't know what happens if I try to go back into the room now without a coin. Okay, yeah, so this is how it does when I don't have the ability to actually enter the room because it doesn't actually line up. So I'm gaining very valuable information. Alright, what do we have here? I mean, I have to redraw the floor plan. I need something that goes to the left. Thankfully, I was able to get 2 of them now. So do I go for a dining room or an east wing hall? Each day a meal is served in the dining room after rank 8 has been achieved. I don't know what a meal would do for me. I'm going to presume it gives me more steps. Now the problem is because I need to reach rank 8 and I'm only on rank 2, that means I need to go pretty far forward and then go pretty far back in order to get to the dining room and enjoy the dinner, which does not appear to be beneficial for me, because I'm going to presume what the rank is basically how many layers deep am I. So I'm on rank 2 because I'm on row 2. So rank 8 is going to be the second to last row. Question is then, is dining room something that only exists in rank 2, or when does the dining room stop appearing, if it ever stops appearing? I feel like this requires too much of an investment of steps, because I have very few steps because I messed up with so many at the beginning, so I'm gonna go with the East Wing Hall. I could probably have gone for the dining room because it had the same layout. But it feels... Okay, so the East Hall just literally does not have anything. It said it didn't have anything, and it actually doesn't have anything. No puzzles, no anything. That is huge disappointment, but also very valuable information that I only have now. So the question is, do I go to fill that out? I don't think I have enough steps to actually hold that. Ooh, secret passage. It leads to a room of a color of your choice. I'm going to presume that is basically the colors around. So like this is purple, this is orange, this is orange. I mean, it's orange brownie. So I'm going to presume these are the same color, which means I can use the secret passage to quote-unquote teleport to somewhere further down the line, but that is useless for me right now. Corridor is always left unlocked. I don't know what that means. It is always left unlocked. Is things going to be able to lock? It's going to be awkward. Alright, now we have some interesting stuff. We have a courtyard, we have a greenhouse. You are more likely to draw green rooms while drafting if I draft the greenhouse. The greenhouse doesn't appear to have any other exits. And I can't afford that, so I need to do a nook or a courtyard. Well, the nook will give me a coin, but the courtyard will let me be more flexible. I could go for a greenhouse above the courtyard then, because I am on the corner of everything. That is potentially what I could do. So I don't see a reason to go for the nook. I think the courtyard allowing me to have more options is going to be useful, because even though I have messed up a lot stepwise, I do still have 31 more steps, 31 more rooms I can enter. And that is all assuming I never draft a bedroom. So let's go inwards and try to fill this out, potentially. I always have an escape upwards, so I don't need to really worry about this getting... Oh, doors can be... That is what the key is for, so doors can be locked. And that is why the corridor was always unlocked. That is valuable new information. Is this door locked? Both of those doors are locked. That feels like I only have 2 keys, so I definitely do want this one to open up, is what I feel like. Okay, so I have a breaker box. Now I don't have any money, so food for sale is not going to do much, but but these two are just dead ends. Ooh. And I think what the most interesting thing right now is there's only been one puzzle so far, which I hope is going to change in future days, but it also means I am nowhere close to actually figuring out where the 46th room is. Wait. Are all of these rooms one-timers? Like if I put down a utility closet now, that is the only utility closet, and there are only 45 of these rooms I can draft. And figuring out the prerequisites for how to draft the 46th room is what I'm going to need to do. So that is the puzzle game. Now with that said, that does help me quite a lot, because that means... No. That still means because... this one is technically not screwed up, so I do still have the ability to fill all of this out. I will need to get a bedroom, but I am guaranteed to draft a bedroom if my theory holds true. And if I'm guaranteed to draft a bedroom, I should be able to get a lot of steps back. And because buying food and also the dinner hall exists, I'm going to presume that they are a part of this final solution. It feels like, what is the point otherwise? I mean, it could just be random buffs. So breaker box would be nice for something. So far, because it's the first day, my plan has been, I don't know what this would do. That's why I should pick it, so I can have better knowledge going into the future days. And I think that is what I'm going to do here as well. It is free, it does not have a gem requirement, and it will let me figure out what a breaker box is going to be doing in this game. Right. So, keycard entry system. This is good, very good information. Toggling of breaker switches may result in unexpected loss of floor plan functionality. Please call DC Power if you require assistance. Because I've turned it all on. Don't look forward to the dark room. I don't know why the cabinet is crossed out. Maybe that is a switch I need to find in a room. And then these I don't know what to do with yet. That's another puzzle piece I need to figure out. That is good. That is very good information. We have a 10. It feels like these drawings are going to matter at some point. But right now I don't know what they would do. Okay, so the nook is just death. No, it's not death. Lavatory is death. The drawing room, I don't see why I wouldn't go for the drawing room. There's lots of drawing floor plans. Each time you click on a door, you would draw 3 floor plans, from which you must select one of the to draft. However, there are some items and rooms that will allow you to redraw if you do not like your initial 3 options. Gotcha. So this one will just give me a free reroll, is essentially what I'm guessing. Or maybe I have an infinite amount of rerolls. Now I do have 28 steps left. I do want to move towards the antechamber, so I am going to do the upwards. No, it's still 28. Like, I can get there in like 5 steps. I can afford going downwards and being more space efficient. So pantry is just death. Bedroom would be nice and allows me to continue. Rumpus is death. So I'm gonna go with the bedroom, so it's only 2 more. It would have been nice if I don't know if this redraw is infinite, so let's do the redraw. It is not infinite. Very good information to know. This one is gonna be useful later. The nook could be used right now, actually. This is a perfect moment for the nook. Journey noteworthy. As you continue on your adventure, you may want to consider getting something to scribble down your notes and observations. A pad, scrap of paper, or perhaps most fittingly, a journal will provide you with an invaluable. And there is no in-game journal. I mean, I might as well just pop open Obsidian on my 3rd monitor. So, what observations have I made? I saw the Queen of Spades. No, a Queen of Diamonds, and it was Ace of Spades. Ace of Spades. I saw a dog tag with a number 10. I don't know if there are any other important things for me to have noticed so far. There was a photo of a woman, but I don't know how that is going to be useful. Oh, a +10. Oh, but a bedroom is whenever, so I can just infinitely get steps? No, because I take 1 step to enter it, +2, so it's +1. And then I enter it, so it's basically just a net neutral. No, wait, is it? If I enter it, I get 2. I go out, I get -1. So it could be an infinite amount of steps. Because it does say whenever, it doesn't say the first time. It could be an infinite amount of steps, maybe, if it doesn't do -1 for entering the room and then +2, because then it would just be a net neutral. And I think that is indeed a question worth asking. It is going to be net neutral. The first, and that one is only the first time. So now this is a place for me to just go net. It's another picture of a woman. There's a different woman this time. Some coins. Greetings from Reddington. Greetings from Reddington. Feels useful. Vac lights in breaker room is also something I'm gonna note down. Statue pointing downwards. Fishing rod. There's a lot of paintings. I don't know if any of them actually does. I don't know what a boudoir is. I do not speak French. But I'm gonna go for the boudoir. So I'm gonna test my 33, 30. Oh, it counts as a bedroom? Alright then. It counts as a bedroom. Good for me that I had the eye mask. See a lot of items. Oh. This feels like that is an image that's going to be very important, so I'm just gonna paste it in my Obsidian. I see a safe. I do not have any combinations right now. Safe in boudoir code. I don't have that. I could probably brute force that if I had enough energy to do that. Maybe there is a mechanism to prevent that. So the kitchen seems like a pretty nice start. I have 3 coins after all. Food scale, pestle and mortar, glass. Okay, why is that interactable with? That is concerning for me. So there's some pet. Well, there used to be a pet. I'm just gonna note down broken sink in kitchen. So I can... Main course is served only in the dining room. Lemon glazed salmon charbroil, Cajun spiced salmon, lemon butter sauce served with spinach leaf. If I have an aquarium, it is going to give me +30, otherwise just +20. +1 for every red room. I don't have a red room right now in my house. But that's like what I thought, essentially, that the food is just going to give me steps. So that might not actually be a part of the final solution. Now, do I want to buy bananas? gonna take me a lot of steps to get back here. But I might want to use the coins for something else. I haven't seen all types of rooms, so I don't feel like I should waste my coins right now. Whenever you draft a bedroom, gain blah blah blah. This room counts as 2 bedrooms. So I think I'm gonna go with the nursery. Or I could go with the gymnasium so I can continue upwards there. I might want to do that. I think I'm gonna do that. So no physics objects so far. Everything's pretty rigid, or rather I can't interact with. Then we just have these randoms. Do I actually need to jolt down all of these random paintings that exist everywhere? So we have a pantry. A pantry could work 100%. Aquarium is every color of room. I think I'm gonna utilize the pantry because this is such a perfect spot for it. Oh gosh. I'm gonna pick that up. I'm gonna pick up an apple. Oh, it just gives me steps. That's actually pretty nice. I don't know what to do with the... Oh, the car key. The only car left in the state should be in garage, so that's good that I have it already. Thank you for the follow, Zoe. Hello. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing all right today. I don't know what time zone you're in, but regardless, I hope you're doing all right. I am doing all right. It is nice to actually be back to streaming, and it's also nice to be playing a game that seems pretty well liked and hyped. You're welcome, Zoe. Bridget, please pick up some more fruit before Friday, as we have just been informed that we may have an extra guest exploring the house next week. 50 steps should be more than enough, so I think an even spread would be ideal. 5 apples, 5 bananas, 5 oranges. So what other games am I playing these days? Before I... Well, basically we're forced into a 3-week break. I was playing through Ace Attorney trilogy, and I am going to continue with that once I'm done with Blueprints. Otherwise, I do primarily play different kinds of puzzle games and strategy games. That's my forte. But I do, up in my sleeve, can't talk. In my sleeve, I do actually have prepared that after Ace Attorney, I am going to be playing the Ruined King, a League of Legends story, and we will see how that goes. Thank you, Zoe. You're very kind. So. The enclosed amount should cover expenses, but please bring back any change. Since how long have I been streaming? I have been streaming in several different periods under several different Twitch accounts, so it really depends on what way how you count. But this bout, or like this attempt, if that is how you want to put it, has basically been since roughly February. Yeah, I mean, my very, very, very first stream was like... I don't even know how many years ago, honestly. I mean, less than 5 years ago, I would probably say. I do think I lived by myself when I tried streaming. Yeah. So it's definitely less than 5 years ago. But it was only like a couple of times, then I mean, it's quite a long time, but that time I did 2-3 streams, and then I just stopped and didn't stream for 3-4 years. Then I started streaming on this account for a few months before I just got bored of it, and then I stopped streaming again for half a year to a year, and then I started streaming again in February, and now I'm back to streaming. Thank you, Zoe. I mean, I do plan on streaming consistently. Before the last 3 weeks, I was actually streaming consistently twice a week. I want to do 3 times a week, but I do struggle with that a bit. But yeah, I'm doing my best to actually stream consistently, especially when there's fun games like Blueprints, and now when I actually have an idea on how to not burn out on ideas as well. So it should be fine. Anyway, this feels important. The fact that we have 5 apples, 5 bananas, 5 oranges. I don't know if that is going to be the amount of food I can find spread out everywhere, or if it means something else. Like, it could just have a meaning that this is a part of a puzzle piece to another room. Definitely not dining room. So this is where the salmon is going to be served when I am reaching rank 8, which means I want an aquarium before I'm on that row. Try to upgrade your Twitch channel a little bit as well. I will. I don't know fully what you mean with upgrading. Like, I mean, yeah, I do know a couple of things I could do, like proper description and proper, like, that thing below the stream. I don't even know what that area is called. There's a lot I could do and probably should do. Oh, it doesn't seem like there's anything here. Sure. Go ahead. Tell me. I am forced to pick patio. Spread gems in each green room. Okay. Oh, that's a nice patio. I have seen several dirt mounds now. It makes me feel like I could potentially get a shovel in the future. Yeah. Oh, nice. Like I thought. Yeah, sure. Can I whisper you my Discord after the stream? So I can continue focusing on the game for the moment. Occasionally you may discover small mounds of dirt in certain rooms of the estate. With a shovel one may be able to excavate it. Okay, I'll add you after the stream then. So I want a shovel, so that is something for me. Now, where do I get a shovel? So I want a shovel early on day 2, but I don't know where I would get the shovel. Probably if there's like a tool room, tool storage. You cannot see floor plans while drafting in this room. I mean, that's fine. That's basically how I played through my first few rooms. Plus 1 star for each time you drafted observatory. So I can draft several of them. That ruins my idea of how things worked. I'll be waiting for your positive response there. Thank you. Security, view inventory of all items currently in the house. I don't think I need that because I do think I already know. Or I've already picked up all of the items in the house. So a dark room feels best. I mean, it feels like a debuff that I hope this is not going to turn into a horror game. I mean, I know a dark room here is just used to, like, make pictures happen. So I wanted to go forward or left. Oh, I'm low on diamonds. Oh no, this is what they meant. Oh, this is devastating. Oh gosh. I mean, I just have to pick one and hope that it doesn't... Yeah, I just have to pick one of these and hope it doesn't actually ruin my run. I have such a long way to backtrack if this one isn't actually going to have a path to the left or straight forward. And I don't see a reason to use the gem requirements. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could redraw Kimbe, but... this is agony. I'm gonna pray. And I lost the lottery. Oh gosh. Is there anything I can salvage here? No. No item, there's just a dirt mound that I don't have the prerequisite item for. So I just need to go back all this way. That's gonna cost me so many steps. That's actually... devastating, and that will make me need to rethink my game plan. I mean, I could buy Yeah, I know, like, very bad room to get, like literally no benefit, not even a bedroom that would give me steps. I could buy a banana. And it did say 5 apples, 5 bananas, 5 oranges. So it might be a part of what I need later. This one gives me plus 30, so I do definitely think that backtracking back to this room might actually be net beneficial, but it depends how quickly I get to the aquarium. I mean, tomato, okay, actually, yeah, I do have, that will be a plus 20 by now. But that would make me lose a lot of money. So I'm going... If 50, I mean, we have basically 21 left. 21 spaces left. I do still have a few I need to use. Assuming I'm going to backtrack a bit as well, maybe if I get a shovel, it might be worth going for the plus 20 of the tomato soup. But the question is it worth going for the plus 5 tomato soup now, or should I wait until the main course? Because I am a few rows away. I am going to go for the tomato soup, and I'm going to hope that actually works out for me. Why is it like that? So that is no. That's a no. Maid's chamber just seems like a downside. Less likely to find items. Oh, is it because we're on the backside of the furnace? Oh no, yeah, okay, yeah, the furnace gave me increased odds of finding red rooms. So I can find duplicates? Is that what that means? Because I'd have to go for the archives. While drafting, you will no longer be able to see all 3 of your potential floor plans. Ah. All of the red ones are downsides. The furnace is so bad. What the heck? What? Okay, but is the archives going to be a permanent debuff? Because so far only the furnace has been a permanent debuff. The other ones is only applicable once you enter the room. Oh yeah, it just keeps getting worse, Game Bay. Okay, so while drafting you will no longer be able to see all 3 of your potential floor plans. I'm going to presume that's a permanent buff, because the other ones that have not been permanent have been very specific. So I really don't want the archives, but I don't... Do I risk it with my last redraw that I will get... What? I mean, the problem is, even if I redraw, I would have to get a room that is straight across. I can't have one that goes left or right, and I feel like rooms that go left or right, or both left and right, there are several of them. There have been several of them. We have the gymnasium, we have the East Wing Hall, the den did that as well. The courtyard, somewhat. It's rotated. The drawing room did that, so I feel like that's a pretty common one. So I feel like if I do redraw, because I don't know what more rooms I could get, the only room I know I can get apart from these are either going to be dead ends, or the aquarium is the only good one I can actually get. But I don't feel like the odds are in my favor, especially after the furnace, so I'm probably going to need to use the archives in order to guarantee that I will be able to continue forward. Once again, we just have these drawings everywhere that I don't know what to do with. And these are definitely gonna be important information, so I'm just gonna screenshot them. Oh no, there are several pages as well. How many pages? Okay, there are not that many pages, but it feels like the dates are gonna be super important here. My guess is essentially that the day, some clue later down the line is going to be referencing either something in these texts or just the Yeah, I mean, it's going to reference these articles, and we are going to be using the dates we see here, like February 22nd. I mean, if you didn't know you could flip the book, that brings comfort for me, because that means I might be overthinking it. Regardless, I've screenshotted all of them. I don't feel like I need to read them. I might be need to. Let's skim through them. Harold literally, and she was no stranger to. I see H.S. Sinclair. She was no stranger to the public eye even before the Bernice and all Mary began using Marigold as pen. I'm still playing it, be paranoid, it's good. I'm always paranoid in real life as well. Swimbad author never considered herself success. Like golf Herald stuff writer. She confided my son was the one that actually got me to start writing at Marigold elaborated her previous interviews that her debut book Red Prince is based on her son and his own flex blah 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 blah. Callum Manning is published. RLCF seems very important because it's bold. So far I've not seen a place to utilize letters. I am looking for number combination for the safe in the boudoir. Huffington Press was quick to dismiss the rumors and statements, blah blah blah. Mr. Dwight, victim's unfortunate, blah blah blah. Death 3 years ago as an associate. Marigold drops publisher, a local author, blah 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 blah. So it's basically a downfall of Marigold. No, it's not downfall of Marigold, but it seems it's all about Marigold. No trace discovered on Sika. Oh, so she disappeared. And I do recognize her face somewhat. Thieves broke in, blah blah blah. I see no numbers. It could be that the number combination for the safe is related to one of these articles. And this one feels almost like it's the most relevant. Priceless jewels stolen in dramatic Royal Museum heist, because it's a safe I'm looking up for a number combination for. But I don't have really any evidence for that. Whew. Luckily I still had a key. Archive for... I mean... the guest bedroom would just end today. Weight room. I have too many steps after buying the tomato soup to actually want to lose half of it. So am I going to redraw, or am I going to gamba on an archive floor plan that takes 2 gems? I am gonna... I mean, any direction works, so I think redrawing is gonna be the best solution. Okay, so once I... There's so many red... The fan is really up to the odds for the red chambers. Like, not even by a little, by a lot. So either Maze Chamber to completely screw myself over, or an archived floor plan that I don't know what it is. Do I gamba? I'm trying to think. What could a 1 gem room be? The worst thing it could be is a dead end. Like the lavatory. But the lavatory is there. So it's not a lavatory, but it could be the bunk bed. The bunk bed would... I don't think the bunk bed was actually a gem room. But we did have that room that let me... We did have the room that made bedrooms give more steps. That one was a dead end, and that one was a gem room. So the archived floor plan could be that. So it's either the safe maid's chamber, or it's the archived floor plan, which could completely end this day. Because of that, I think it's better to just go with the maid's chamber, even though it is going to make it less likely for me to find items. The day we all dreaded has finally arrived. It is unprecedented sadness that we inform you of the death of our benefactor, employer, and master, the Baron of Mount Holly, H.S. Sinclair. Any staff who have an interest in attending services may contact Mrs. Babbage for details. In following the instructions left by the Baron himself, effective immediately, all work at Mount Holly is suspended. All living staff will have 1 month paid leave. A bit weird that you have a vacuum cleaner. Although it doesn't look like it utilizes electricity. Because I don't see where it's... But I mean, you have that, but then also you have this, which is so old and ancient. Oh well, I guess I'll go for the security, even though... I mean, I don't want to gamble on the archive floor plan. Okay. Cutscene? They're moving in opposite directions, that's not how it's supposed to work. Why would you have a security camera in your security room? Also, it's invisible. Lovely. Blue memos are true and red memos are lies. That's definitely important. Oh, it does actually update, very slowly, but it does update. Welcome to the Mount Holly security. View state inventory. The following is a detailed list of items currently in the house that are yet to be collected. Okay, so there's a sledgehammer in a trunk somewhere? Where on earth would this sledgehammer be? And I missed. Security doors are doors within the estate that can only be unlocked with an extra turn. The key card system is currently operational. As a general safety rule, offline mode should be set to unlocked if any staff are working in the estate. So security level determines the amount of the key cards. I should expect to see 1 or 2 security doors with a low setting and a rough. Yeah, I don't see why I wouldn't do that. Okay, can I log it in network? Terminal password. Okay, it doesn't have max, but could it be that random... RLCF? No, okay. I don't think there's more I can do there. So there's a sledgehammer I missed somewhere. In the courtyard? Priority standard drafted 1 time. I don't even know where else the sledgehammer would be. In the patio? Oh, and here I can see all the rooms I've crafted so far. The room before also has the proposed point towards the antechamber. This mysterious sealed room resting on the 9th rank may prove, however, quite an initial challenge to even reach, let alone enter. Still, you can't help the room. Mysterious room mentioned, blah, blah, blah. Despite the house's official blueprint showing blah, blah, blah. So these are bedrooms, these are hallways, these are patios. So there are way more than 45 rooms. Or variants. And I've gotten almost all the red rooms. Don't think there's anything else for me to do here than continue on. And it can go left or it can go forward. Excuse me. Why? Now I need to think. This doesn't look like a security door, so I don't think... Oh, it's one of those doors that requires a key, and I don't have a key. So yeah, this is game over for me, because there were no... I mean, there's a trunk in an inventory. Or not an inventory, a trunk and a sledgehammer. Oh gosh, this... Staff notice affected the first week of December payroll will... I can see the terminal password starts with S. I feel like you can definitely make that out, but I don't know if that is the purpose. So for the notes there has been unlocked and access levels are no longer required to grant entry. Lovely. Keycards, access security doors are more likely to appear in the higher ranks of this stage. Likewise, a redundant security measure, normal doors in this stage will also be more likely to be locked as you progress north. Two of these terminals can be found in security, with the and in the laboratory. Any questions and concerns regarding this process should be directed as well as to our house manager, Mrs. Babbage. I would say it starts with SW. And then it's IN something. But I don't know what word that would be. Okay, so because I am screwed, I can't continue onwards. I guess I will try to search for the sledgehammer and the trunk. I'm going to presume they mean trunk as in the briefcase kind of trunk. Which really doesn't help with the amount of places it could be in. But it will be good for future explorations to figure out where such things could be. So, I mean, the trunk could really be in so many places. It could be in the nook. Probably not a pantry. Let's check the nook. These are just books. I'm not really seeing. Trunk. Let's go to the courtyard. Ah, there's the sledgehammer. And a gem. So that is the sledgehammer and the gem I missed. So there's a trunk I missed as well. What can I do with a sledgehammer? Can shatter padlocks on locked trunks. So if I find the trunk, I can actually do that. Do we have security here? We don't have security here. Alright, so with my few steps remaining, where could I mean, it could be in the corridor, it could be in the east hall. I did find it weird that the east wing hall would not have anything. I mean, here we have a bunch of different trunks. What you could define as it. But they are non-interactable. I guess I could. I might be saved. Okay, we have a big key, a prism key. If you unlock a door with a prism key in a green room, hallway, bedroom, red room, or shop, you would draw floor plans of the same color. We have a normal key. Denoted in verse. I mean, that's a clef. That is the clef, right? Not the... Or is it called the treble? Don't seem to be able to interact with... Oh wait, denoted in... Denoted in verse. Find it within the first... Oh gosh. Word sung, the key you seek in major tongue. This is a riddle. Among Us. Find here within these first words sung, the key you seek in major tongue. I mean... Can I play it? No. I know, Among Us. Because, but half the sheets are missing from the 4 you hold, the rest far flung. The half note held is quite the pun. Among this gathered symphony, a message hidden beneath the keys, in bold words sung by you and me. Fractured note, an urgent plea, in bold words sung, I do repeat. The ones of you who oft assume that you alone can solve this tune are likely going to get your due and all the rage that will ensue while working on this simple clue. By pages lined with melodies, do hide the words we come to seek, and from our choice among all these, we write down one that seems to be the loudest type with ink that bleeds. So if first words on the first words on the I'm going to presume they mean page. So find the white. Doesn't fully work. Find among the white. Is what I'm going to guess the clue is there. But the problem is the 5th page missing, so I don't know among the white what. You have denoted in verse. That doesn't really help me either, because... Is there a particular note I haven't looked at? That seems suspicious. A fraction note, an urgent plea. Message hidden beneath the keys. Also, you... All this tune. Or is this just... No, surely there has to be something else. There is something else here. There is something... I mean, all of this is a verse. Denoted in verse. I mean, is it the key that they want me... But that is on both. So there's something else denoted that they want me to find. And then I'm supposed to find something among the white. I don't know what I'm supposed to find, but something among the white. There's not a lot more white in here, so I don't think I have a choice but to come back here. Now I need a shortest route to security, which actually isn't that far. I never found the trunk, it's somewhere else, but I feel like that is not a problem for the current me. That will be a problem for tomorrow's me. I thought I was being very careful, but I really wasn't. Okay, so let's take a look. What did the prism key do? If you unlock a door with a prism key in a green room, hallway, bedroom, red room, or shop, you will draw floor plans of that same color. So I have a blue room, and that was not among one of these. So I might as well use the normal key. I mean, I don't see why I wouldn't pick the workshop. Here we can find probably tons of... Okay, we found the 8th page. Stones. We have a message as well. Probably should go back and screenshot the other ones, or I can do that next time. Stones cut by hand and letters wrought to spell or a message read is... So find among the white... white blah 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 stones. And then we also do have then L. Nice. Broken lever. So that is probably where I combine stuff, but let's continue exploring the room. And this one is one of those security doors. I should probably... Could potentially be that it's related, that this is the 8th page and the L is here, so I'm gonna write that down as well. Combine inventory to create new items. What could I potentially... Sledgehammer and broken lever. Or lever. Plus something else. So it's not something I have right now. Give me a minute. There. So this will be unlocked if I cut the power, right? There's one lockpick kit. Okay. I missed that. Don't know how I missed that, but... Because with security doors, blah blah blah. Yeah, so if I turn off the power, but was the workshop one of the things in the break in the utility closet? I am I'm losing a lot of steps, but potentially I am very, very, very close to. No, it's gymnasium, darkroom, and garage. Wait, maybe I can turn that off. Yeah, keycard entry system. So another question is the lockpick kit in... here. I mean, surely it has to be in here, but where? Or could it be back in the music room? I mean, it feels unlikely it would be in the music room when there was so many stuff there already. I mean, I am thinking in questions right now because I'm trying to figure out. Is this... The true box does not always contain the price. Oh gosh, this is a reference to... This is a reference to the room where I had to pick in the parlor game. But the other two were supposed to be empty. So maybe there is another place we get that. And the lockpick kit. Where the heck is the lockpick kit? I mean... Yeah. Good. Lovely. Nice, found a bug. But I don't seem to be able to combine them, so... And I don't see anything that could even potentially qualify as a lockpick kit, so maybe it was in the music room, but I don't know where. This should be open. Openable. Why are they all dark? Keys for sale, sounds lovely. I mean, I don't have a choice but the archived floor plan. Of course, it's a basement, I get. Wine cellar. Well, I got unlucky. Now I definitely don't have any more rooms I could create. Could I in 10 moves? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm 2 steps short of that wonderful meal. But I could get to the kitchen and buy the apple. That would get me the time for the dining room. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna head back. This is the end of exploration for the first day. I feel like I've actually understood a lot of the game's different mechanics, so it should be fine. A view estate inventory, 1 lockpick here, so I didn't miss anything in that room. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna head to the kitchen, and I'm going to buy the apple in order to get to the dining room, and in the dining room I'm going to get 20 steps in order to try to find the trunk and potentially the lockpick kit. That is going to be my goal for the day. And that is going to maybe be... Seems like a good ending to the stream. Honestly. So that's what that's what we'll do. One... I don't want to risk it. I have 2 menu... I have 2 coins. I'm no... Oh, I completely forgot about the gymnasium, actually. Well, thank you. And here we have plus 20 steps. So we have a lot of puzzle pieces, but we don't know what to do with them yet. The question for me comes, where is the trunk? Because I didn't have the security room, I don't know when I unlocked the trunk, because it could have been there in one of the very, very first rooms, and it probably is in one of the very, very first room. So I have been blessed with another, like, 20 steps. I'm gonna utilize that, or try to utilize that. I did note that down. So I'm going to go to the music room and see if that is where the lockpick kit was. Because of the security room, I do know it has to be either that or the workshop. Which is lovely. I still do not have the numbers for this. I have letters, but I don't have numbers. And I have this, which is noted down. And I do see that, but I don't see... It would potentially be that maybe it is something associated with the amount of colors or stuff here, like, oh, how many blue things are there in the tree, but I still need to know a sequential order of stuff. I mean, could it be that it's red, blue, purple, yellow, red? No, it doesn't make sense. But I have screenshotted this. I feel like basically the solution to that is going to have something to do with this photo. But I don't know what I should count or in what order I should put things. Honestly, a trunk could probably be in here. That's a shoebox though. A trunk could be in here as well. That's the annoying part. Can I use... No, I can't use, so I will get a prompt. So, lockpick kit. Where art thou? I have notes of you. I don't see where there could potentially be a lockpick kit here, unless it's like on a chair and I've completely missed it. It feels suspicious that some of these chairs are purple, but I don't know what to do with that info yet. There's also a chair missing. It might be relevant, so just... Actually, there are 2 chairs missing. Might be relevant, so just because of that, I am going to screenshot it and put it in my notes list. Maybe I should, after the stream, make everything... So I don't lose coins if I don't have coins. I can still enter the room. Very good information to have. Because I'm looking for trunk with a sledgehammer. I'm not going to carry over the items, but it's information I'm after. The information I'm after is where is the trunk? And I'm also after what... There is a trunk. So this is what it's like. What is in you? Okay, so... It's utilities. Utility items are in the trunk. Nothing I'm actually able to utilize. Let's try to properly look at outside here then. Because you can walk outside, there is probably a purpose to it. And I can't open this gate yet. I do know that thing, that bridge, was on a picture. Or on a drawing, rather. Make a... Ooh. Okay. What does that do? Did not open that, so the Make-A-Wish does something else. It feels like there has to be a reason you can make a wish. There's something that's gonna happen because I made a wish. Oh gosh, the outdoors is actually enormous. Oh, that's... This feels more... Oh, these are rooms as well. Oh, shoot. Okay, that is interesting. That is also noteworthy. This is going to be a huge game. But why am I getting the feeling that there's going to be horror elements? Like, come on. I don't want to enter that tunnel. Why would I enter a dark tunnel? Yeah, I'm noticing. Oh gosh, there's even more here. Yes, I would love to have an answer whether or not there's going to be horror elements. Due to the rules set forth on the grader. No horror, you can chill, okay. Okay, it's just gonna be creepy then. Due to the rules set forth, you are not allowed to stay overnight in the state. Luckily, however, your scanning skills have put you to fabricate a very respectable off-site sleeping quarters. Okay, so this is just where I'm sleeping. Interesting. I'm going to need numbers for that to reach the orchard or orchid. And I don't have numbers. This as well. I mean, at this point, the outside feels like it's going to be bigger than the inside. And that I next time should be more rapid on the inside. That is interesting. Where was the transition between two different rooms? I guess this is just going to be what the overall thing is. Yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna save and quit. I feel like that's a pretty good point for me to stop, even though it's not been the longest stream. I do currently not have the stamina to do longer streams because I still work. With that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you... No, I have not added you yet, Zoe. I'm doing it after the stream, so I'm gonna do it in like 5 minutes. Hold on. But with that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your morning, day, evening, or whatever time it is for you. And I will see you in the next stream, which will be on Thursday. So until then, take care.